Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of the Emerald Coast. We are a covenant community founded on loving kindness and a common devotion to our free faith. If you are visiting with us for the first time, we welcome you. So glad you're here, and we invite you to stay and gather for coffee and refreshments after the service so we can get to know you a little better. We hope to teach minds, to touch hearts, to challenge spirits, and comfort souls. May you find refreshment and enlightenment in our service today.
Hello, I'm Joshua Moore. I'm the service leader for today, and I just wanted to direct you to the order of service for upcoming services and announcements. You can find them on the back if you will look at it. And a few special announcements. Reverend Ruth is asking that if you are interested, to please check your email for the doodle poll for anyone interested in a UU 101 class online. So please respond to that poll if you can. There is also a fall congregation meeting scheduled for October 30th, so please attend if you can. And also, if you are visiting for the first time, we'd ask that you fill out a visitor's card in the foyer so that we can keep in touch and get a hold of you about future services and upcoming events. Now, the prelude prepares us for the service. Our chalice lighting today comes from Sarah Eileen The Wall, Out of the Flames. Out of the flames of fear, we rise with courage of our deepest convictions, to stand for justice, inclusion, and peace. Out of the flames of scrutiny, we rise to proclaim our faith, with hope to heal a fractured world. Out of the flames of doubt, we rise to embrace the mystery, wonder, and awe of all there is and all that there is yet to be. Out of the flames of hate, we rise with the force of love, love that celebrates our shared humanity. Out of the flames, we rise.
That was Shua Moore lighting our chalice for us this morning. Thank you, Shua. I invite you to take your gray hymnals and turn to 442 in the back. Our call to worship is responsive, number 442, in the back of the gray hymnal. If you can't reach a hymnal or don't see one, please raise your hand and someone will get one to you. Does anybody need one? Y'all are ahead of me. Number 442. I will read the regular print, and if you would please read aloud the italic print. We bid you welcome, who come with weary spirit seeking rest. We bid you welcome, who come with hope in your heart.
Who come with anticipation in your step. Who come proud and joyous.
We bid you welcome, who are seekers of a new faith.
Who come to grow and explore. Who come to learn.
We bid you welcome, who enter this hall as a homecoming.
Who have found here room for your spirit. Who find in this people a family.
Whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are on your journey, we bid you welcome. And now would you turn to hymn number 170. Our opening hymn is number 170. We are a gentle, angry people. We're going to sing verses 1 through 5. 5 is printed below the music on the facing page. As you are able, I invite you to stand. Please be seated. Would the children come forward?
Annabelle is going to be my, can you guys hear me? Testing. Annabelle is going to be my assistant again. Hello. So we were really excited about this book this week. It's one of our favorite authors, Mo Willems. Have you guys ever read a Mo Willems book? Yeah? Cool. Yeah. So she's going to help me this week. And the name of the story is called Can I Play Too?
Piggy, let's play catch. Yes, I love playing catch with friends.
I will throw and I will catch.
Excuse me, can I play too?
There's a little snake. You guys see him? He wants to play with them. And he's saying, "You do not want to play with me?" And they go, "No, we do want to play with you, but..."
But we are playing catch with our arms. So?
You do not have arms. I do not have arms? Hee hee ha ha, hee hee ha ha, hee hee. I know I do not have arms.
I'm a snake. You are a funny snake. But can a snake play catch? I do not know, but I can try.
Cool. I will throw the ball, try to catch it. Here comes the ball. Bonk.
Sorry. It is okay. Let's try again. Okay, I'll try again.
Now, I will try. There it goes again. Bonk.
This is not working. We need a new idea. Yes. Maybe we need more balls. More balls. More balls.
Oh boy. Bonk, 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 bonk. Do we need even more balls? Maybe. Wait! We have tried, but I am a snake. You are our friend. We will all play catch. How? She has an idea.
We. I love playing catch with my friends. Pigeon!
So the moral of the story is always include your friends no matter what. And we're going to go in the back, and Mr. Denny's going to come up. The fossil paleontologist guest today. We're going to learn about fossils. So.
Now for a revered tradition in our fellowship, the sharing of personal joys and concerns, milestones, anything that is truly important to you that you'd like to share. This is a sacred time. It is for individuals who are experiencing truly significant events in their personal lives. We invite you to come forward and place a pebble in the bowl and share silently or in just a few words. Through this brief ritual, we deepen our connection to one another.
You all hear me? Okay. A joy and a concern.
would like to add a joy and expression of gratitude to all our parents. I remember how hard it can be to get the kids up out of bed, dressed, fed, and get them to church. So I know you put some effort, some extra effort into getting them here. And your children bring us so much joy. So thank you for sharing them with us. Let's take a little time together to breathe in the quiet and settle ourselves. And I'll close us with a few words. To be human means sometimes being alone. It means sometimes to be sad, to feel isolated, to feel uncertain of one's way, to feel confused, to be in need of loving care. As we each remember that part of our own human experience, let us remember to reach out to one another, to offer that loving care, to be attentive to one another, to be the loving community we desire to be. Amen. Shalom. Blessed be.
Generosity is a spiritual practice, and our fellowship is supported entirely by pledges and donations. If you are paying your pledge today, please mark your check in the memo line. After a song of dedication, we will share cash and undesignated checks with our September Split the Plate partner. Youth Village is a nonprofit after-school program and summer camp located in Fort Walton Beach for children in kindergarten to 8th grade. The goal of Youth Village is to provide a safe, nurturing environment with supportive mentors, teachers, and other caring adults to help children acquire love of learning and create a desire to achieve. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and by this we live.
were sitting together at a picnic table in the park. Stephen and I had attended the same high school for almost a year, and I had supported him through several instances of bullying until the school administration took action to shut down the harassment. But Stephen and I had not really talked about it yet. Now he wanted to tell me something vitally important about himself, but he was so scared he couldn't get the words out. I smiled and squeezed his hand. You know, I probably know what you want to tell me. I promise we'll be friends, no matter what it is. We sat in silence for a while. Finally, I took out a piece of notebook paper, wrote on it, and handed it to him. See if this is right, I said. He read the note and turned to me with tears in his eyes. He nodded rapidly, and he smiled, and he hugged me hard for a long time. My note said, "You're gay." I joined the ranks of the LGBTQ plus allies that day, long before we had all those letters. It was simple. Stephen was my friend, and it didn't matter that he was gay. At 15, I understood very little about human sexuality or about being gay. I just knew that when you love someone, when you're their friend, you accept and respect them even if you don't understand. If I asked who among you identifies as a member of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, plus community, or if you know members of that community, I'll bet everyone would raise their hands. If I asked who supported marriage, equality, or civil rights in regard to sexual orientation and gender identity, everybody would probably get those hands up again. If I asked who would be willing to sit next to a person experimenting with their appearance on their journey toward gender discovery, I am sure most of you would be okay with that too, even if you were wondering exactly what that means. It's okay. We do not have to understand everything. We just accept and respect. When Bill and I married, we invited his longtime comrade, Lindy, to stand up with us as the best friend. Lindy is an out lesbian, a beautiful person, and her appearance would strike many in our gender binary obsessed culture as androgynous. Bill's family are very conservative and narrow-minded, and it was all I could do not to laugh when I overheard Bill's niece, our flower girl, ask, "Is that a man or a woman?" At 5, she already had very definite ideas of how men and women should appear and dress. From birth, when a nurse wrapped us in either a blue or pink blanket, we each were assigned a gender that matched the outward appearance of our genitalia. And along with that came a set of expectations echoed by everyone we have met since. For some of us, it has worked out okay, because we were able to fit into the roles and fulfill those expectations. For others, it has not been so easy. I have known so many amazing and beautiful folk over the years who claimed one or more of those LGBTQ plus letters. There was Brian, the mathematics major who became a professional dancer. Gordon, who sought acceptance from this minister when he couldn't find it from his preacher father. David, a high school crush who died of AIDS before he turned 25. Lenny, a wonderful elementary school teacher who still has to stay closeted to protect his job. Lori, who studied to be a Methodist minister but was not allowed to be ordained by the church she loved. Marilla, once a member of the All-American Girls Baseball League, who remained closeted into her 80s until she met a preacher she could trust. Paul, an older bisexual minister who came out to me when I was a seminary student because he couldn't trust his colleagues. Cameron, a non-binary person on the staff with the Unitarian Universalist Association. They are a handsome, musically gifted, and kind-hearted colleague. Arch and Lloyd, friends of my mother's, who found each other right after World War II and made a life together for almost 50 years in a generation that didn't talk about it. Julie, who as a teen changed into her dress at the UU church because she was only allowed to wear boys' clothes at home, and later made her transition in college. And there have been many more whom I have been privileged to know. I am not the hero in any of these stories. I am a witness. I bear witness to their pride and their pain, their suffering and their sadness, their losses and their victories. They are the heroes, and I have been immensely honored that each of these people chose to share some of their story with me. They invited me in and made me their ally, and for each experience I am so thankful for how much they trusted me and enriched my life. You can be anybody you want to be. You can love whomever you will. Sometimes, after all these years, I still get it wrong. There is still so much to learn, and I fall short frequently. Let's take the evolution of pronouns, for instance. British monarch Queen Elizabeth II has been on many minds since her recent demise. Her Majesty has helped me learn to apply unfamiliar pronouns to non-binary folk I know. I was an English major in college, and having learned all those old rules about language and grammar, it is challenging for me to make this change. I am quite clear that the problem is mine. I strongly believe that people have the right to choose their name and their personal designation, and it is a matter of common courtesy to honor and abide by such personal wishes on anyone's behalf. Call people what they ask to be called. It's that simple. So the Queen has provided a little mnemonic trick for me to remember how to apply pronouns by associating the singular they with the royal we. If the Queen could refer to herself as we, then why shouldn't anyone be able to call themselves they? So I keep practicing. By the way, there's been some discussion about adding pronouns to our name tags here at UUFEC. Why would we do that? Because it would communicate that we honor individual gender identity. It might help some folk to feel more at home here. Accept and respect. Remember? Remember when it was progressive to include the female designation alongside the male, so all persons were not grouped into the masculine language like mankind? We all worked so hard to say he or she, men and women. Now that's become oppressive language because it's gender binary. It leaves out people who do not fit male or female. It's so easy to discount that, to talk about genitalia and chromosomes and say this non-binary concept is some trendy made-up construct. Except that we all know people who are exceedingly masculine or feminine, right? And we all know people who are softer masculine and tougher feminine. And we all know people who don't seem to be quite male or female, and voila, we have a gender spectrum. And even if we're oversimplifying it here and acknowledging that there is actually a lot of science to support this spectrum concept, we can probably see that there may be variations and gradations along that spectrum which we may not perceive or understand, but we want to accept and respect them. Let's consider clothing and fashion for a moment. In this country and all over the globe, pants, skirts, and dresses are worn variously by certain genders and sometimes by all. Jewelry, scarves, sashes, belts, high and low-heeled shoes, hats, piercings, tattoos, and every other way of dressing and decorating the human body can be done by any and all genders. An 86-year-old woman I know, a fairly conservative and provincial woman, recently confided to me, "I wear men's underwear now." I tried not to look too surprised. It seems that when she was caring for her dying husband last year, she got behind on the laundry, and one day she had no clean undies of her own, so she grabbed a pair of his. After a day in tighty-whities, she was hooked. They're so soft and comfortable. Now they are all she wears. Sometimes clothing makes the gender non-binary person, and sometimes it just makes them comfortable. In their article, Queering Faith, in the summer 2019 issue of UU World, Alex Capitan explains, "My gender is also a story of many truths. Although the word genderqueer was originally coined in the 90s, I certainly didn't have access to it, nor to any non-binary role models in the wider world. I had no language to describe who I was, so I simply was. I was excessively feminine and masculine, all at once, drawn to theater and drag and art, understanding my body as both intimate and foreign, as a canvas for expression. I chafed at every expectation the world had for me based on my perceived gender. I knew what wasn't true, so I made choices one by one that brought me closer to ease, closer to myself." And now a gentle but firm word to the straight folk in the room for whom the baby blanket matched perfectly, including myself. My friends, let us be wary of the lure of the been there, done that mindset. We old, straight, cisgender liberals can sometimes give in to a sense of fatigue and even get a bit indignant that we've done our bit and can't we just move along? I mean, they've got a marriage equality now. Isn't that enough? I promise you, it isn't. Because as long as we still think in terms of us and them, we are not done. As long as any kindred cannot have job security or have or adopt children securely or share resources or get medical support and treatment or go to the restroom safely or walk down the street in clothing that makes them feel most like themselves without harassment or worse, this world isn't free for the LGBTQ plus community or the hetero cisgenders who love and support them. If we are committed to justice, if we really love, if we really mean what we have said all these years, then we keep working, we keep marching, we keep making the changes happen. And when things slide back, we work harder. We accept and respect. That's who we are. Or at least that's who we are trying to be. And the only measure of our words and our deeds will be the love we leave behind when we're gone. Amen. Shalom. Blessed be. I invite you to take your teal hymnals. You've heard me sing hymn number 1019, Everything Possible. It's a little hard to sing. It's actually a lullaby. So what we're going to do is just sing the refrain that you've just heard me sing, and that starts at the top of the second page. So that's 1019, Everything Possible. Cecile will give us an intro, and we'll start at the top of the second page. As you are able, I invite you to stand. Please be seated.
We extinguish this flame, but we keep its light in our hearts. With its message of love and justice, taking it outside these walls to the world that we live in until we are together again.
Siblings and kindred, we do not have to understand everything. We accept, we respect. In the end, it is the love that matters. Let us go in peace, following our postlude, our service went.